With Pikmin 4 in less than a week away, I think it's time for a little recap. This is a lot of people's first Pikmin game, so I think it's only fair we get them up to speed on what's going on. This is everything you need to know before Pikmin 4. Captain Olimar was heading back home from a vacation when his intrusive thoughts won and he flew into a rock. Olimar and his ship, the SS Dolphin, went tumbling down and crash landed on an uncharted planet. Captain Olimar wakes up only to find his ship completely destroyed. To make things even better, this planet is full of oxygen, which is toxic to Olimar's race, Ocatations. So we only have 30 days of life support left until we die. While wandering the planet, Olimar comes across something called an onion, which gives life to Steve the Red Pikmin. With the help of Steve, Olimar gave the Pikmin life and started to revitalize their species, only to enslave them for his own selfish needs. Captain Olimar uses and abuses his Pikmin to fight enemies, landscape the area, and collect his lost ship parts. Throughout the journey to rebuild the Dolphin, Olimar comes across yellow Pikmin, who are basically just used to carry bomb rocks, and blue Pikmin, who can survive in the water. Near the end of his life support, Olimar takes all his Pikmin and gets into a climactic battle with the Emperor Bulbwax. After 30 days are up, there are two ways the story could go. The good ending, where Olimar collects all his ship parts and returns to Hocotate, or the bad ending, where you didn't collect enough ship parts and try to fly the SS Dolphin, but the ship crashes and Olimar dies. He then becomes a Pikmin. We've always assumed the good ending was canon because Pikmin 2 takes place right after the events of the first game. Immediately after fighting for his life on an uncharted planet, Olimar returns to Hocotate Freight, the company he works for, only to find out they went bankrupt due to ravenous space bunnies eating their shipment of Pikmin carrots. Olimar gets a ship taken away to repay some of the debt, and Mr. President finds out there's a lot of treasure back on the Pikmin planet. So he sends Olimar with his new crewmate Louie to search for treasure. When landing, Olimar's intrusive thoughts win once again and he flies into a tree this time. Louie and Olimar get separated, but not for long. On the planet, we find the Pikmin alive and well. They're no longer an endangered species and are now fighting for themselves. Once Olimar and Louie reunite, they start to explore the planet looking for treasure. They encountered two new types of Pikmin. White Pikmin, which are agile and immune to poison, and purple Pikmin, which are fat. Once we finally collect our $10,000, we're able to leave this planet, but we forgot something. Fucking Louie. Mr. President isn't gonna let that slide. He's a greedy bastard, but he also cares for his employees. So Olimar flies back to the planet for the third time in less than 2 months to rescue Louie. Keep in mind, after all the trauma Olimar's been through from the first game up until now, he still hasn't been able to go home and see his wife and kids. Anyways, we return to the Pikmin planet, get another $10,000, and battle the final boss, which is a giant spider armored up with every single hazard in the game. And sitting at the very top of the spider... fucking Louie! We defeated the Titan Dweevil, rescued Louie, and returned home, but we can't help but wonder if Louie was controlling this spider. Maybe out of spite for leaving him behind? In a post-credit cutscene, we find out there weren't any ravenous space bunnies. Instead, someone ate all the Pikmin carrots and forced the company to go under. Fucking Lou! Pikmin 3 starts off with a fresh story. The planet Kopai is suffering due to a food shortage, so they put together a team of a space ranger, engineer, and dietitian as the race's last hope to avoid starvation. They find edible matter on the Pikmin planet, which they name PNF 404. When trying to land, you'll never guess what happened. They crashed. Again. Our captain gets eaten, the dietitian is useless, so it's up to the engineer to save the day. Unfortunately, they can't return to Kopai just yet, because their ship's missing the cosmic drive key. Good old Alf follows in Captain Olimar's footsteps and uses the Pikmin for his own selfish needs. As the days pass, Alf finds new Pikmin, collects fruit, and rescues his fellow crewmates. While we're exploring the planet, Olimar and Louie are here as well. They're trying to get enough treasure to buy back Olimar's old ship. Our team of Kopaites find journals written by Olimar scattered all around the planet, only to find out he took their cosmic drive key thinking it was treasure. But don't worry, the Kopaites managed to rescue Olimar and... wait, that's not Olimar. The Kopaites rescue Louie thinking it's Olimar, but he's still unconscious. The next morning we wake up to a large explosion, and what do you know? All our food supplies are missing. Fucking Louie! We chase Louie down, catch him, interrogate him, and find out the real Captain Olimar was kidnapped, and we need to save him in order to return home. We battle and defeat the Plasm Wraith, which was holding Olimar hostage. After saving him, we were rewarded with the Cosmic Drive Key. We carpool Olimar and Louie back to Hocotate and become the heroes back in Kopai. We collected enough fruit to give our planet life once again. And we all lived happily ever after. Not these guys. After returning home, Mr. President was pissed that we lost his ship. So to no surprise, he sends us back to the planet on one last mission to collect all the ship parts. We catch them all and return home, hopefully for good. And that was everything you need to know before playing Pikmin 4. Fine. Again, Olimar crash landed on PNF 404, but this time it's up to the rescue corps to save him. But as we arrive on the planet, we crash too. This has gotta be a fucking joke. This is where you, the nameless protagonist, comes in and attempts to save the rescue corps and Captain Olimar. It seems like you find him early on, but Olimar's turned into a furry this time. People assume this takes place after the bad ending of Pikmin 1, but it could also be a reboot of the franchise. Who knows? I guess we'll find out in 5 days. And that is the entire Pikmin storyline, from Pikmin 1 to the Pikmin 4 demo. No.